my sketchbook tour number 2. If you watched my sketchbook tour number 1, I mentioned that I started listing off or counting off my sketchbooks from the beginning of art university. So of that series, this is sketchbook number 2. So this was during second year for me. So in second year, I got into my design program. I was like taking classes that felt like they were relevant to what I wanted to do after I graduated. My stream was the character design stream, so that's more like illustration and things like that. So yeah, this was a very like intense year in terms of like studies and learning and practicing art and stuff like that. So lots to go through. Again, I'm going to be doing a flip through at the end of the video. So if you just want to skip to that, here's the timestamp. You can, I'll also put chapters in the video, but you can skip ahead and then just see me flip through the pages quickly so you can like see the sketchbook and you don't have to sit through all of the commentary. But for all of the besties staying for the commentary, here we go. So yeah, one of the highlights of going through second year for me was anatomy class, baby. This was like the most, this was the class that I was the most excited for, I think, because anatomy is such a complex system, or a complex like topic to learn, and I was really excited to be learning about it in like a class that would guide me. And also like my teacher that I had for this class, shout out Carl Geist, he's the best. He's literally my favorite, one of my favorite teachers at ACAD, and made this class like really freaking great for me. So yeah, this is just like, I think starting off the course, we were doing like skeletal stuff before we moved on to muscles. I think this was a project that we had to like draw a pose, or like draw a skeleton in some sort of pose and then list off the different bones and things like that. Nice little spine, skull to start us off. Lovely. And then we just have some more skeletons. Yeah, you can see I'm like sketching out, figuring out the pose that I wanted to do, I guess, for that. Lots of technical things. I'm not sure if we had like learned everything, but we had a bunch of books and resources that we could refer to. Nice. Beauty. Yeah, nice drawings of the ulnar radius. That doesn't really make too much sense. It's not really crossing over fully, but that's always fun, figuring out how the fuck this mechanic works in the arm. Hand, pelvis, very lovely. Pelvis is a very hard shape to draw, but by the end of this class, I ended up really enjoying the pelvis. Like once I got down how to actually draw it, it was fun. Crazy how that works. Femur. Love that little squishy bit in between the humerus and the femur? No, wait. Femur's... Hello? Okay, this is the femur? Yes, because it attaches at the hip. Okay. Femur, no, that's not right. Femur, something else. Tibia and fibula. Okay, sorry. We're not in a anatomy class right now. I'll move on. And then a very lovely foot to all my foot fetish friends out there. Yeah, the sketchbook has a lot of like notes and things in it as well. Like project notes. I didn't have like a proper notebook. I just wrote all of my notes in one place. So we'll just skip over those pages. We don't have to acknowledge or perceive them. And some socket. Yes, some joints, simplifications here. More of these. I love this, like something about this mechanic when I'm like drawing people, particularly women, because that's where it's like the most prominent. I love like imagining where the pelvis is and then where it juts out and then where it comes down. Something about like knowing how that works helps a lot in terms of, you know, I don't know, drawing hips, which makes a lot of sense that it would. This one, yeah, this like weird joint. I feel like maybe fun fact, but also maybe fact check this because I'm not sure if this is true. this is like a very specific kind of joint, and you only have it either right here or right here in another place in your body. But like the way that, I don't know, your thumb moves is like super specific and like limited. So there you go. And then this, my friend Jose wanted to do a art trade, I believe. I'm not sure if I ever did my end of it, but I think we were drawing each other as like video game character classes or something. Pretty cool. Dick butt, lovely, thank you. A study, oh yes. I remember in second year, I would get up and get like the 6 a.m. train to school because I wanted to get a parking spot at like the train station near my house. So in order to get a parking spot, you had to get there like literally before 6 a.m. for there to be any. So for like all of second year, I think I was waking up at like 5 a.m. every day to go to the train station early, and then I would, my school wouldn't even open until 7 a.m. and I would get to the area at like 6:30 or something like that. So I would go to like the adjacent connecting school. There's like a technical institute that attaches, and they had like a Starbucks. So I would sit with my Starbucks and just like sketch, or like if I didn't have any homework to work on, I would just like doodle in my sketchbook. And it was a really nice, like, good space in my life, I guess, to like get in sketchbook time. So yeah, this was a study from Gerland or Gerland Buckins on Instagram. Very cool. More skulls. I think these were assignments. Yeah, I think we had to draw the skull in like a bunch of different angles with different mediums or like pens or whatever. Got very tired of drawing the skulls at that point. And some cute, fun sketches of whatever. Ladies, women, fun stuff. Probably just like shit that I found on Pinterest. More stuff. Jose drew these. Just whatever sketches. More notes from a design class. Yeah. Typography class, I believe. Ooh, and then, yes, I think this was my second year attempting Inktober. I tried it in first year, but like dipped out on like day 12 or something like that. So I wanted to do it this year and like actually fucking follow through. So I think I did. I did make it to the end. So that's fun. We'll go through that. So Inktober day 1. I don't think I was following any like prompt list or anything. Maybe I was. I think I was actually. I was following the official prompt list. I don't know what this would have been. Maybe ball or something. Inktober day 2. Very spooky looking screaming girl. Nice teeth flex there. Lots of hand studies. That was like a pastime of mine, was just doing hand studies, because it's hands are, you know, they're a difficult thing to draw, and something about that challenge, I just felt the need to explore. Inktober, this one's cool. I remember really liking this one. All of those so far, I was using a brush pen. I can't remember exactly what the brush pen was, but if I remember, I'll put it here. So that's what I was using. And more hand sketches. Wow, lovely. These are nice. This one's nice. I like this one. Lots of dynamic vibes in here. Dynamism. Yep, more hands. I was on a hand kick then, I suppose. Inktober day 4. I think the prompt for this one was eat. I really like this one. This was like referencing like a Japanese mythology demon or yokai or something, that like this woman like eats very tinily through her like normal mouth, but then she has a mouth at the back of her head that just like consumes people or something. I can't remember what the story was. And then we have more hands. Lovely, beautiful. I really enjoyed drawing hands with like very long nails. I thought that was just like very elegant and, you know, fun. More Inktober. Prompt was sad. It looks like I'm missing a bunch. I think I might have used pages for like a project and then tore them out to include in like the little package that I hand in, possibly. But yeah. Second year was a big one for me. I went through this sketchbook prior, and I write little notes everywhere, and there's like a span of pages that I feel like I was really going through it, because in second year I broke up with my high school boyfriend just prior to starting the first semester, and I like really delved into my work. And I remember like week to week, I was so busy, bro. I had like a stupid amount of courses going on, and like they were all like super heavy. And I remember getting like consistently 2 to 5 hours of sleep a night. So like by the end of the week, I was like literally a zombie. It was crazy. Like I said, I would go to school at like 6 a.m. or whatever, and then some days I wouldn't leave until like 10 or 11. It was fucked. But yeah, more Inktober. Sorry, I had a sidebar there about that. But yeah, Inktober, more sketches, some feet. More Inktober. I forget what the prompt was for this, but I drew Noodle from Gorillaz. I was always a really big fan of Gorillaz, like going through school. In high school, it was one of my favorite bands, and just exploring the lore and the characters and stuff was always super fun. Fun. More Inktober, my first little exploration into cars. Not great, but you know, props to me for trying. I think the prompt for this was rust. That's why it's all like scraggly and whatever. Bodies, more Inktober. This was Jose. More Inktober. I really like this one. I was very impressed with myself to like have drawn a bike that didn't look like completely wrong. I think this was definitely based off of a image that I saw on Pinterest or something, but it's just like so funny. And then I tried drawing Tracer here, but she's not looking too great, and I gave up halfway, I think. Prompt was worry, maybe? From the hints? I don't know. This whole page was Jose. Can't remember what the prompt was. Same with this one. But I'm using the brush pen again. I guess with like another super skinny pen. A bunch of pages coming up have this pen, and honestly, I really don't like using it now. I used it a lot back then, like all this like super thin scraggly shit. Like it's fine, but I feel like it just, you can only achieve like one kind of look with this, and it's like tough with that you're not able to like play with even like a bit of line weight variation. So anyways, yeah, Inktober, just like hella Inktober going on. I really like this one. This is a nice image. And the inking is nice. Look how nice that black is. Gorge. Jose again, more Inktober. I really like this pose. The hands here, very slay. I'm trying to go faster through this one because I think my last sketchbook tour was like 45 minutes or some shit, and that's like too long to be spending on each page, I think. But yeah, more Inktober. It's a cool pose. I like that. Some sketches, more body sketches. Forget what the prompt was for that. This was a sketch based on a photo of I forget what it's called. Like the Hawaiian, like, culture, their, like, dance ritual thingy that, like, all the big muscly men do. I don't know. Skater pose. Very nice. Zarya, she's from Overwatch, if I'm not mistaken. I really liked her as a character. The prompt here must have been like buff. And then more anatomy stuff. I guess in anatomy class we were getting to muscles and all that fun stuff. God, muscles are so complicated. Like I still, after going through anatomy class, I still really didn't internalize everything that I learned. Like I could not draw the muscles on a back from memory at all. Front body is a little more recognizable, I guess, but like, yeah, a lot of it has been lost on me, which is unfortunate. I really would like to, you know, get back into studying anatomy. These are really nice. These were definitely copied from a book, reference book or something. We were learning all of the names of each of the muscles because my prof for that class cemented in us that it's very important to learn the names. Just studies muscles, all that good stuff. Seeing muscles drawn, and I'm sure drawing muscles as well, just like seems so satisfying. Like something about anatomically correct muscle drawings is like nice to look at. I don't know what it is. More Inktober, this was based off of a photo of my friend Haley, who went to the same art school as I did. She was in photography. Very talented photographer. More Inktober, love drawing women's bodies. This was a fun one. This prompt would have been something to do with eyes or something, I don't know. More. Yes, this must have been a like assignment or something. Like we had to draw each muscle group throughout our sketchbooks and stuff. But yeah, I really like these. These are like super, like I said, satisfying to look at. I definitely only retained like all of the main like common muscle groups like bicep, tricep, abs, delts, whatever. More studies, got the glutes going. I wonder how long all of this took me because like there's no way I did this all in one sitting because I would have gotten so fucking tired of it by the end. But it looks like I like maintained a level of effort throughout, so that's good. And this is a spread just full of Inktobers. Fun little concept of a mermaid in a perfume bottle. I was very influenced by the artist Sachin Teng. I still really like their stuff, but I haven't kept up with them at all. I think like some of these prompts were like somewhat spooky in their like theme or whatever. Hence the slightly spooky vibe. I really liked this drawing that I did. It's a wushu pose. Lots of like good mark making and movement in the brush pen for this one. More sketches, just filling space, I think, honestly, here. Not really trying very hard. And then Inktober 31, the prompt was best friend, I think. And then this is my friend Melissa. And yeah, I finished Inktober. Go me. Sweet. And then, yeah, this whole page was Jose, drawn in my sketchbook as he did. Jose again, notes for an exchange program that I really wanted to do, but it ended up like falling out because the school that we wanted to go to pulled out or something last minute and we didn't know. I don't know. Anyways, it didn't work out, which was unfortunate. But me and the friend that were gonna go to that exchange program, we wanted to go to Art Center. We did end up taking a trip to LA that summer, and we met up with Ahmed Al-Duri, and he kindly showed us around campus. And then, yeah, Jose, and then I drew it. And then more anatomy class things. I think this was a final project that we were doing. We had to merge the anatomy of an animal with a human, and so the final like creature or whatever would be like partially human, partially whatever animal we chose morph, but it had to be like as anatomically correct as we could make it. So that was part of the score. So I think I was just doing some like concepts of what animal I wanted to do. More notes. This is my friend that I was supposed to go on exchange with, Sally. Hi, Sally. I think she watches my videos. So if you're watching this, shout out. I remembered when I drew this, we were at a coffee shop and I drew her as a MILF because she is going to be a MILF for sure. More sketches. I think I was just drawing the people that came into the cafe and ordered coffee and shit like that. I miss doing things like that. These like cafe drawing sessions are really such lovely memories for me. Yeah, more coffee people. Yeah, these are nice, a little more refined. This was from I think I was playing with this idea of like the Yakuza boss wife or whatever. In my last sketchbook, I was doing some like loose character design things, so I think this is the wife. More anatomy, guys. So I think I was stuck between a toad and a heron, or a crane, and I ended up going with the heron just because, like, look at her. Legs for days. Yeah, so I'm glad I went with her, which is like kind of ironic that I ended up getting a crane as a tattoo, and then I did that crane painting. So something about like cranes have stuck with me over time, I think. Yeah, more notes, more doodles. Oh yeah, and then we went on a little field trip to the zoo, and then we were supposed to go to like the part of the zoo that had our animal of choice and just draw them. I was drawing flamingos because I don't think they had cranes, or maybe they did have cranes, and I drew both. But yeah, this was a nice little time. I definitely want to go back to the zoo and do this because it's something about drawing from life is so much more like memorable and engaging than just like drawing from a photo, which makes a lot of sense, obviously, because you're in it. I think the piece tends to come out looking better as well. More studies. I was trying to get all of the like anatomical details of the animals so that I could, you know, have something more to reference when I went and did my final. So yeah, lots of drawings of birds. This was all notes from a talk that Matt Rhodes came to our school and did a talk. I remember it being very good. These are all the notes if you want to pause and look. But yeah. And then a continuation of that heron anatomy project. I think I was figuring out the pose here. I believe the character, or like her backstory or whatever, is like she's a singer or like some sort of performer. So the pose that I went with was, I think, pretty close to this one, where she's like singing into a microphone or something. I think this is the one that I went with. Maybe? I have the final project of this floating around somewhere, or like a photo of it, so if I can find it, this is my cue to leave it here. Here we go. It was like a multi-layered project, so on one layer you would draw the skeleton, second layer you would draw the muscles, and then third layer you would draw like all the external stuff. And then some studies of feathers, figuring out the exterior anatomy. It's very satisfying, like doing studies of like textures and them looking accurate to real life. So that was probably very fun to go through. And then these were, so this one, this is like a crane. I'm not sure exactly what specific animal it is, but my teacher for the anatomy class brought in a bunch of animal skulls and some like small animal skeletons and things like that for us to do studies of. And then the rest of the spread is just like doing more silhouette explorations and things like that. Even more. I really like this pose. I kind of wish that I chose this one instead of the one that I did choose, but I kind of get like maybe why it wasn't chosen, because like maybe the crossing of the arms and the knees and stuff like that would have been a little difficult, and especially I guess the hand in front of there. I don't know. Anyways, I like the silhouette. I think it's nice. Has good qualities to it. And then yeah, this is the pose that I ended up going with in the final. I think she's just like singing outwardsly. And then this is all just figuring out some stuff. I think I was trying to merge like a human pelvis with a heron's pelvis. I guess this is the heron's pelvis, or this, or something. Like, very weird looking. But I guess I ended up going with this, just like a slightly elongated human pelvis with like more of a tail. I don't know. And then this was all Jose. And then we have the spine, very fun and like linky, very chain-like, which makes sense. It would need to be like very flexible, so that's cool to explore. This whole spread was notes and like thumbnails for figuring out a paper sculpture project. I think I have the final sculpture somewhere. I think I posted it on my Instagram at some point, so if I can find it, here it is. Ta-da! Jose, except for these two, these are me. It's cool to see like how recognizable each of our styles are. Like you can tell who did what, kind of, even at like this point in our art making career, we had our own like styles, kind of. Just more sketches. I think we were looking at like Kim Jung-gi stuff. More sketches. I must have been out somewhere. Yeah, whenever I draw people, I always like wish that I had magnifying eyeballs that I could like scope someone from far away and just like draw them. Because it's hard to draw people, well, you want to be close enough that you can like see details and stuff like that, but you don't want to like get caught looking at them, you know, if they like catch you. It's a little awkward. But yeah, this was Jose, and then I think I was at my friend Melissa's house. And then yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I think the sketchbook was like a part of my grade in a couple of my classes, so I would hand it in, and then she got an A. Woohoo. And then yeah, so this is like an example of me using that like super thin pen to do sketching. Yeah, like this spread I'm not crazy about. I don't know if it's clear, like maybe it was just the effort that I was putting in, but I couldn't like be as expressive and scribbly as I could with pencil and get like a similar result, just because like everything is one tiny weight. I was playing with like stylizing characters and things like that. These are nice. This must have been from like a reference from like some Asian period movie or something. Probably. More sketches, character designs, character sketches, hand studies. I guess I was playing with stylizing hands. Some Street Fighter characters. Okay, yeah, so this is the end of the semester. Wow, Merry Christmas. Look at that. So I guess all of this happened in the fall semester of second year, which is crazy. Wow, I filled so much. Chun-Li, love her, classic, more Street Fighter. I don't know who this is. Yeah, wow. I feel like at this point I was really like starting to feel the fatigue of, you know, grinding so fucking hard this entire semester. And it shows, my man. Yeah, just more sketches, just like random stuff. I feel like I was trying to fill out the rest of the sketchbook by the end of the year, possibly. More hand studies. I was using my own hand here with the scribbly pen. I don't mind these ones. Just a bunch of random shit, I feel like. These were at a coffee shop, I think. I must have been going to coffee shops and cafes and stuff pretty often to do all that. More doodles. This was at a mall downtown, that cafeteria. I recognized the tables and the chairs. More of that. Oh, I like this one. This was a reference from, I don't know if it was a photo or somebody else drew this and then I just like copied it. But I like it. I like her. Cool. More sketches. I feel like you can tell when I'm just like trying to fucking fill up space. Like my sketches get very loose with the poses and like they feel like gesture sketches. And then this must have been during like a holiday break or whatever. I was like playing around with drawing some like shitty little comics for Instagram. So that's cool. I don't know if I ended up like posting this at all. Okay, so I think we're into the second semester now, because this was a project for, what was it? Narrative illustration or something? Maybe? Was that what this was? Or was I just like dicking around? I don't know. I think I was just dicking around. This must still be during break. More doodles. I was trying to like make a joke about how I always look tired. So I looked through this sketchbook before filming this, just like make sure, just to make sure it was all like cool and I didn't have to like blur anything out, because my last sketchbook session, I talked about this in my vlog. That'll be coming out next week, so it's not out yet, but I talked about how I like had to blur a couple things out because I was a little bit unhinged back then and would rather keep a couple things to myself. But yes, so I went through this and I feel like the next couple pages, at this point, like I said earlier, I was newly single out of my high school sweetheart whatever phase, and into second year, I was super busy. I was getting like no sleep at all, and I just like used work, I think, to get me or keep me from dealing with like any negative emotions. So I feel like when Christmas rolled around and I wasn't like drowning in work and I wasn't like fucking busy all the time to distract myself from my own thoughts, I was really getting like introspective, and I'm pretty sure I was like decently depressed at this point in my life. So yeah, a lot of this, all these notes and stuff, if you're curious, you can read it. Like, I'm not gonna keep it from you, but going through it like myself, it's sad how much or how little I loved myself at this point. A lot of it is like my bad habits of like negative self-talk, and I talked about this in my Give Less Fucks video, how like I'm trying to love myself and things like that. So seeing this is like, it's sad. I feel bad for 2016 Leech, but I grew from it, and yeah, it's all good. It's honestly like not that bad, but like you can tell that I wasn't mentally at my best. So I am proud of myself for like writing this down in my sketchbook and like exploring it within myself and being open. But yeah, moving on. This was a I don't know where he was, but Ale Paul on Instagram. He was like on a trip somewhere, and I was like living vicariously through him because he was like posting stories of where he was and stuff like that. So this was somewhere that he visited. Yeah, more just like sad, introspective writing, mixed in with sketches. I don't know what this pen is. I was really trying to like use it up, I think, but very fun. More sketches. I feel like we're getting to the end here. I was really trying to fill it up. I think by the end of the year, like I said, I would like mark down the pages, or like how many pages from the end there was in the corners here. More doodles, probably references, pose references from Pinterest and things like that. More sketches, more bullshit, whatever. Some notes. I feel like around Christmas time, whenever I get time to myself and I'm not like busy with other shit, I think like, all right, it's time to update portfolio or like think about my brand and things like that. So more sketches, wrote down a little note coming out of my little depression pit, I think, of how to make my life more enjoyable. Very wholesome. And I don't know what this was for. Can't remember. I was like drawing very shitty robots for some reason. And then I think that's it. Yeah, the rest is empty. So there you have it. What a whirlwind. How long was that? Fuck, dude, that was that long? All right, I'm sorry. I tried to be faster in this one. I guess I wasn't. I went on a couple tangents. So whatever. Hopefully that was enjoyable. If you want to stick around and watch the final flip through, feel free. That's going to start in a bit here. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Going through these sketchbooks, like, it's literally a time capsule of my life. And like, especially since I would write all those little notes, it just reminds me of, you know, where I was, where I used to be, and how far I've come. It's nice to think about the past and, you know, look back when you feel like it, but off to the next one. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in a bit.